The forest was silent, until a tiny cry broke through the dusk. A small goat kid stumbled through the tall grass, its legs trembling, its voice weak with fear. Just a few meters away, hidden in the shadows of a large acacia tree, a leopard slowly lifted its head. The predator's golden eyes locked onto the helpless baby. For the goat kid, this should have been the end. But something unexpected was about to happen in the fading light of the wilderness. The mountains at the edge of the valley were a strange meeting place between two worlds. On one side lived the wild predators of the forest, leopards, hyenas, and jackals. On the other side, farmers from a nearby village sometimes brought their goats to graze near the rocky hills. That afternoon, a herd of goats wandered too far. Among them was a curious little kid, no older than a few weeks. Everything in the world seemed fascinating to it. Butterflies, leaves moving in the wind, and the strange sounds of the forest. Slowly, without realizing it, the tiny goat drifted away from the herd. When the sun began to sink behind the hills, the herd started moving back toward the village. But the little goat was nowhere to be seen. By the time it realized it was alone, the shadows of the forest had already grown long and dark. The baby goat began to cry. High above, resting on a rocky ledge, a leopard heard the sound. Leopards are among the most adaptable big cats on earth. Real fact, a leopard can carry prey heavier than itself and drag it up trees to keep it safe from other predators. This leopard had been hungry for 2 days. Its powerful body moved silently through the grass as it followed the sound of the cries. Step by step, closer and closer. Soon the leopard saw the tiny animal, standing alone near a bush. The goat kid froze. Its instincts screamed danger. The spotted predator slowly approached. Every movement was careful, controlled, patient. The baby goat trembled so badly it could barely stand. Then something strange happened. Instead of attacking, the leopard lowered its head and simply stared. The goat kid cried again, a soft, helpless sound. For a moment, the leopard seemed confused. The baby goat didn't run. It didn't fight. It just stood there, shaking. The leopard circled slowly around it. The tiny goat watched with wide eyes. Then, unexpectedly, it took a small step forward. The leopard stopped. The little goat walked closer and gently bumped its head against the leopard's leg. It was the same way baby goats approach their mothers. The leopard blinked. For a few seconds, the predator didn't move at all. Then the goat kid curled up beside the leopard's front paw, as if it finally found safety. The forest seemed to hold its breath. Night slowly fell over the valley. Cold wind began to move through the grass. The leopard sat beside the tiny animal. Hunting it now would have been easy, but something about the helpless creature changed the moment. Perhaps it was curiosity. Perhaps it was instinct twisted in a strange way. The leopard remained still. Hours passed. The baby goat slept peacefully beside the predator that should have been its greatest enemy. Far away, the sounds of hyenas echoed through the night. Leopards are solitary animals and rarely share space with other creatures. Real fact, leopards are incredibly stealthy hunters, capable of silently stalking prey through dense forests for long distances. Suddenly, the leopard's ears twitched. Movement from the darkness. A pair of glowing eyes appeared. A jackal had smelled the goat. The small predator crept closer, sensing an easy meal. But the leopard stood up instantly. With a low growl, it stepped forward. The jackal froze. The spotted cat bared its teeth, its powerful muscles tense. The jackal quickly turned and disappeared into the darkness. The leopard returned to the goat kid. The tiny animal woke briefly, looked up, and snuggled closer again. Morning light slowly spread across the valley. Birds began to sing. The baby goat stretched its legs and stood up. For a moment it seemed confused. Then it looked at the leopard again. Instead of fear, the goat simply followed. The leopard walked slowly through the grass. Behind it, the tiny goat stumbled along faithfully. Hours later, voices echoed across the hills. A group of farmers were searching for the missing kid. The leopard stopped. Its sharp ears caught the sounds. The goat heard them too. Excited, it began running toward the voices. The leopard watched silently from the tall grass. Soon the farmers saw the tiny goat and rushed toward it. They lifted the kid into their arms with relief. But then one of them noticed something in the grass. A leopard. The men froze. Yet the leopard didn't attack. It simply watched from a distance. For a moment, predator and humans stared at each other. Then the leopard slowly turned and walked back toward the forest. The goat kid bleated loudly, as if calling its strange nighttime guardian. But the leopard never looked back. Within seconds, it disappeared among the trees, back in the wild where it belonged. And somewhere deep in the forest, the silent hunter continued its life. But for one strange night, in a place ruled by survival and instinct, a predator had protected the most unlikely friend.